Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, evening, everyone. I hope you have a great day today. My name is Frank, the management consultant from CTAC, and today my session is about building the add-on for iVend management console. So this session is look like a technical session, but actually I'm also try to target to different audience. Can be salesperson, can be consultants, or even for the developer. And in this session, I go very basic how to build an add-on with some basic knowledge skill about the programming and the iVend knowledge. But if you follow the same steps what I try to show you, you need to follow the prerequisites. The first, you need iVend system installed on your machine, and because this is for programming and you need Visual Studio version 2013 to be installed on your machine, so you can start create the new projects. iVend is using .NET Framework 4.5.2, so make sure that you have the same version in your machine. And we are using one of the third-party component is Dev Express version 15.2.3. And then, of course, you need some basic about the iVend knowledge and programming .NET knowledge. For today's session is more about introduction, very basic about the iVend add-on. So the audience can be consultant, solution manager who you are dealing with your customer, your prospect on getting the requirement and answer the possibility of the customization on the iVend. Because for the consultant, when you are in the meeting to get requirements, so there are some questions out of the iVend standards features. For example, on the customer screen, they want to add a button, so is that possible? So for consultant, of course, sometimes you need to double check with the developer, technical, or even with CTC about the possibility. But some very basic requirement or very basic question, you definitely you can answer weekly that yes. After this session, you can answer yes, that is possible in iVend. We can develop the add-on, we can customize it. And the second for audience is the technical, the developers. You are the one to build the customization, you are the one to develop the add-on. So definitely you need to know very basic how to develop the add-on. So this session is very short, so we don't go very detailed and complete how to customize on iVend, but it's like just initial session how to build the add-on, and then from that you can discover everything by yourself, how to use the methods in iVend. And also for sales and pre-sale person who you have a first meeting with prospect and some of the questions can be raised to the salesperson, and yes, of course you need to double check with consultant or developers, but you can easy to answer some of the basic easy question from the prospect, yes or no, how to possibility how to extend the iVend system. The agenda for today, we go through how to build iVend add-on, very basic, how to start the Visual Studio, create the project, and then after we build some basic methods in the add-on, then we deploy the iVend add-on. Yeah, and then we go how to add the new menu in the management console. Is it possible to add the new button on the iVend screen, and can we capture some trigger the iVend events, and we can do some logic there, and is that possible to build the new iVend screen. But this session is totally on the iVend management console. I will try to have many different webinar, more detail about iVend API, how to develop on the POS and integrate with the third-party system is in different webinar sessions. Okay, the first one, develop iVend add-on. How to develop it, how we can start. That is very basic, some of steps you can do is you open the Visual Studio, you can create a new library project and make sure that you change the platform to .NET Framework 4.5.2 and you add the reference from cdc.retail.extensibility and you inherit from base plugin. Okay, so on the right side you can see this is the sample code. It's using base plugin and it's automatic generate the methods here, company name, description, name, version, and when the add-on start is go to this event, we can do some logic here. And when the event is shut down, the add-on is shut down, we can do another code here. Then I will open the Visual Studio. Okay, so basically you will create a new project and you will choose the class library, and for example I put on desktop. Okay, I can say that iVend demo add-on. I click OK. Okay, and then the next step is you need to right click on reference and add reference. So you need to browse to the cass.retail.extensibility. So this DLL is under iVend folder. So if you are using iVend's demo stack or you are using iVend normal iVend, so it's under program files as a cdc. You have iVend demo stack, or with all the iVend you will have iVend retail folder. So I go here and then I have a management console. So you can search for cass.retail.extensibility.dll. We add this reference. Okay, then click OK. And we using cass.retail.extensibility, and this one we change the class name is iVend add-on. Okay, this one we inherit from base plugin. Okay, then from here you can implement abstract class based plugin. So if we generate on the methods here, company name, description, name, version info. Okay, so you can change here is return the company name, return CS. Okay, description you can put iVend add-on demo. Okay, the same, I can return in the name here. The version I can return a new version. Yeah, so I do very basic from the scratch here. Yeah, we check reference again, is add reference. Rows is already there, then we can pick from the checkbox here. Okay, and we add using. So I click save. Okay, so here we inherit base plugin, and from here we will generate the methods here. Okay, return the company name, and here you return the description. I already have a sample code, so I just try to redo everything so you can have the same steps if you want to repeat from your end. And for the version you will return new versions, and you put the version number here 1.0.0.1 for example. Okay, and I right click on the properties of the project and I change the .NET target framework is 4.5.2, And for the build, I also change the configuration manager here to make sure that you have a exit and in release. Okay, so here we have another two methods is public override start when the add-on start, and another method is shutdown. Okay, so in here you can like show message box, also add-on is started. Okay, we don't have a list methods because we need to add reference window form. So you add windows dot system dot window dot form. Okay, then from here you can using this one, you can show the message box. Okay, then come back to the slide. We have done how to create a new project for the iVend add-on, and the next one is how to build and deploy the iVend add-on. Yeah, that very easy. That after we write some code here, you right click on the solution and you click review. Okay, so it will generate the DLL. Okay, so it's on the desktop. Which folder? We just copy this folder. Okay, so on this DLL is generated from the extensibility retail.extensibility here, but actually we don't need this one to be copied to local, so we change to phone. You review again to make it simple. Okay, here you have only main files iVend demo add-on. Then you need to right click and send to zip, compress zip. Okay, then we can deploy in the management console. Okay, so we open iVend management console, go to administrator, add-on manager, and you can add the new add-on. Okay, here I have iVend management console. I go to administration, I go to IT administration, and I go to add-on manager. I click add-on. Then in the add-on file part here, I browse to the zip file. So I have on the desktop, I have an iVend demo add-on is under bin, is a x86 release, and I have an iVend demo add-on.zip. Okay, then you click OK to save it. Okay, then the management console will restart. So in my database is demo stack, so I log in again. Okay, it's a bit boring about the programming, but it's I try to very simple how to build the new iVend add-on. Yep, it's look very easy and simple, but when we go to the detail, it's more scenarios. Okay, so after this I have some example like how to build how to add the new menu on the iVend management console, and how to show the form, how to capture the event. Okay, so then we got the message add-on is started here. Yeah, so the add-on is running, but in our logic we don't have anything except only the message add-on is started. And then we go back to the slide. We have the next topic is adding new button on the iVend screen. Sorry, where we are. adding the new menu on the management console. Okay. So in the iVend menu, we have a two kind of menu. We have a one is category menu and another one is item menu. So the category menu is like system initialization, application setup, financial. This is the category, and the currency exchange rate payment type. This is the menu item. Okay, so we will try to add one category menu and one item menu inside. Okay, and then we create new class for the category menu. Okay, then I right click on the project, I click add and I click new class. I say this is the iVend menu. Okay, so in here you need to inherit from console menu category command base here. Okay, let me open my sample project. So I just copy and paste, just made it weekly. Okay, so this one minimize. So let me go back to the new class and I add two using extensibility and extensibility.menu. Okay, so we are going to create a new menu category. So we inherit from console menu category command base here. Okay, so here in this class we will have the initial method. Okay, we inherit from base. Okay, so in this method we will define the ID, the name, description, position. For example, I put one repair module in a new repair module menu here, so it's under operation. Okay, so this one is the category menu. Okay, I create a new class for menu item, so let's put it here. Okay, I also have the method of it. Okay, so in here I also define this menu item is under which category. Okay, so this one is under custom group and under repair module. So this one is inherit from console menu item command base. Okay, so this one actually is have one method is when it's execute it will do something here. Okay, so currently I will just show the message box. For example, menu click. So this one will use in the window form. Okay, so when you have some update in the add-on, so you need to increase the version and you deploy again in the management console folder here, in the management console under add-on manager, and the version must be increased to 2. Okay, but for the development purpose we can copy and replace the new DLL. Okay, so I just rebuild this one, I close it. Okay, so when the user they run the management console, the DLLs will automatically download to the local folder. So it's under C program data. Okay, so under city is the American and management console, iVend sit file sit, iVend add-on. So we have a demo stack. So we have iVend add-on. Yep, iVend add-on. We copy the new iVend add-on folder, iVend demo add-on. So it's supposed to be different folder. Let me double check. Okay, it's supposed to be one folder there, but let me show you another method. Is just change the version and we build a new add-on. Review. So I run the iVend management console folder again. Demo stack. Oh, it's unblocked. No. So when we build the new DLL, you need to send to zip again. Okay, and then in here you will deploy the new zip file. Okay, so it's under IT administration and add-on manager. We browse to new zip file. So you see the add-on version will be 1.0.2. Okay, then you click OK to save it. iVend add-on, iVend demo add-on. Oh, it's iVend add-on. Yup, it's name convention. So it's demo stack. Okay, that is the way you deploy the new version. Okay, so let's come back after you add in the code, and then to show the menu you need to add one more line when the add-on is started. That is add extensibility context.add console menu category. Okay, so I have a copy to line code here. I put in this one. So I remove the message add-on is started. So I put this iVend MC, iVend menu. So this is my class, iVend menu, and MC item menu. So when you call these two methods in the start, then you have the menu. Okay. Before I build another add-on version, then let me continue with other example here. Then we try to add the new button on the iVend screen. Okay, so in my example is I will add one button on customer screen. Okay, basically iVend allows to add maximum 12 buttons on below of the standard buttons. Okay, so this is the iVend screen. Let me log in again. Yep. And operation business partner customer. Okay, so create a new customer. This is standard buttons of the iVend. Okay, and we have an option to add another 12 buttons below the standard buttons. Okay, so you can add a similar button below here, then you can do some your custom logic when the button click. Okay, so in my example I will show the button. So you just right click on your project and you add another class, iVend customer view. So it's class add. Okay, another one is I add on the product, add class iVend product view. Okay, but you need to add this kind of reference, so you can add the new button on the product view. Okay, so we need to add the retail UI component framework.core UI component globalization, also dev express, because the button is from dev express. Okay, so we need to use this library. Okay, because the product is under inventory module, so we add using retail.extensibility.module.inventory. Okay, so right from here I will go back to my example I already developed here. Okay, just to save the time, I just explain how to write the code here. After you add on the reference is the Y, then you can inherit from the product view module base. Okay, so basically we have the initialized method here. So in this one we can get the view of the product screen. Okay, so the view, that means the UI, then you can add the button on this view. Okay, when the button is clicked you can do some action here. Okay, and then another example is how we capture the iVend screen, the iVend events. Okay, the reason we captures the events of the iVend, because for example on the product or the customer, when I create the new customer, like click OK. So before the customer information saves to the database, we want to do something, for example validation, for example to do all the logic. Okay, then we can capture before save. Okay, and then if something wrong we force the iVend to cancel the action, so the customer will not save. Okay, and another method we capture after save, after the user right click OK. That means all the customer information already saved into the database, and we can capture the event and we do something. For example, we want to real-time export the data from the event into a third-party system or into the test file. So after user create new customer, after right click OK, successful save to iVend, then you can export to the test file. So we capture after save. Okay, so here for example we have a method on before save. We can do some validation. For example, the item here is the customer object, the product object, and then you check the description too is not blank. If it's blank, then you force the iVend to cancel the action, and then you show the error message. Okay, and for after save here, you can export to the text file, or you can insert into another database, or you can do another action after save. Okay, and this is how is it done. Okay, in my example I will show one another form, for example repair form. Okay, so repair form here is just standard .NET form. We can put some option, you can put some button here. This is totally standard .NET. You can do whatever for the .NET form. Okay, another example how to add the new iVend style form. Okay, so in this one, this is the .NET form, is not the iVend style. iVend style form is like this. This is the iVend style. We have the header, we have a grid, we have a buttons. Okay, and when you click the new another menu, is will show only one screen. Okay, it's not pop up to many screen. Okay, so to do that, you need to add another reference in management UI components, and you are inherit from base console custom view. Okay, and you can show the new form from the menu here. So you need to add a new class for this, and I have this class iVend prepare class here. Okay, so in my code is mainly I using from base console custom view. Okay, then in this form I show the button. Okay, by default we have 12 buttons. So this 12 button already defined, then I just set is visible, and I add the event handler here when is it click. Okay, this is the cancel button. So to close the event form, you need to call the method console view manager.instant.pop. Okay, and to show the form, for example, from the menu, we will show the form. When I click repair module, then I will show the form. So the form, to show the form, you will call the method console view manager.instant.push and close it, pop. Okay. Then I will build this add-on and deploy into the management console. And I go to IT administration add-on manager. I will remove this add-on. I add my add-on. Okay, already built. So is under iVend sample, iVend add-on, link is86 release, and iVend add-on. I click OK to save it. So definitely if you are the developer, you will ask how to debug the source code. Okay, then yes, it's possible to debug. Yep. So the message add-on is started, and what we have is under operation, you will have a repair module, and you have a repair item menu here. So when you click this menu, is we open the repair form. This in my message box, and so this one is not the latest one. So let me click the product. I click product. So I saw another button on the product screen. So this is under this. Let me close this one to don't confuse it. So is under product view, and I will show this button, custom button one. So you can show 12 buttons under standard buttons of the iVend here. You can do some logic here. Okay, so in this example is when I click OK, so if we open the standard .NET form, so this one is not iVend form, it's pop up into another form, and then you can do something. Okay, so currently it's not the latest one, so I need to review and deploy the new one. Review, Okay, this time I will try to debug and copy into this folder. So this is the new iVend form. Okay, so it's missing the dev spread, then you right click. So it's the dev express dot extra layout dev express dot extra layout, then it's missing this reference. Let me review again. That is spread dot data. Okay, and we review. Yep, it's success. Then I copy the new DLL into the folder. Okay, many things is many files is so in here. This one don't need to save it. So actually this one we don't need to copy to local, so I right click and copy to local and set to form. Then I review again. Okay, so here we have only DLL and one DPDB. This is the debug file we need. Okay, so to debug you need to copy the DLL and this file to the folder, this one. Program data CTC Americans, CTC iVend Management Console version, add-on name, database, add-on name, and the version. So I copy and replace here. Okay, then I can run the iVend Management Console. So for the developing, you don't need to build the new version. You just copy the new files to that folder. And you need to close management console before you copy because the file is in use. So if you open the management console, you cannot copy. So after you copy, you restart the management console again. Okay, before I log in, then I start the debug. Okay, then I want to debug that on the product view. So before save, I want to check something here. Okay, then I click debug and select add to process. Okay, from here you choose the iVend Management Console, then click attack. Okay, make sure that you start debug before you log into Management Console, because when you click login, then the add-on will start. Okay, so now I click login. Add-on is started. and it's already jumped to the debug. So I keep the debug in the inventory product, then it have a exception here. Then when you edit the product, okay, when you click OK, this one is checking for description 2. So when you click OK, so you see that it jumped to the debug and you see this is blank. So there's no data here. You continue. I force to cancel the action. It show the message box here, but it's not showing the message because we need to throw the exception here. Then you can see the error message on the top here. Okay, and I go back to repair module. When you repair, it show another iVend form. So in here you can add the button, you can add the text box, you can add the width, you can add on the controls you want to design here. Okay, so it's very simple that you can put whatever control on this form. This is iVend style. Okay. Okay, so for this session I go through very basic about the iVend customization, how to build the add-on, how to start with the building the iVend add-on with the Visual Studio, and you need dev spread to be installed on your machine so you can add the reference, and then you know how to deploy the add-on. Okay, for development environment, yet you just copy the new files into the folder. Okay, and you also know how to debug your source code. Okay, so for this session I just try to go very high level, and if you have any question, you just raise your question in the chat box or raise your hand. We can discuss, or I have my email address here, frank.giung@ctc.com. just drop me an email for any question from the webinar or from the topic I'm sharing here. Yeah, I will keep in few minutes if you have any questions, so I can answer your question. Okay, so maybe you don't have any question for now, then you can raise a question on the forum, then I will help you to answer from the forum, or you can email me directly at my email address here. Thank you for your time and have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.